Okay, I will just quickly take the other transformations now to give you the effect which are required in applications. Say translation, you all understand that you may have to move sometimes the image. These are some of the processes which you all understand it very well. It is just a recall of that at times we have to move a particular say part of the image to the other. So, I am just giving you a meaning of them and roughly giving you some feeling of how they can be done. Now, if you were to move say by 50 pixels on right and 50 pixel on bottom, as you can see, you will lose the image, is not it, because if you want to maintain the overall size. So, what you will do, you will add say all black area some pixels. So, all coordinates will be shifted by say 50 plus on x and 50 plus on y, and till that 50 is achieved you have all zeros, and then move the 00 to 50 kind of that translation. So, this is just a giving a feel of what translation actually means when it comes to translation of objects. Sometimes you may have to move objects within the image from one place to the other. So, this is just a translation effect. Also, the more difficult I would say is the rotation. Now, in this case how will you achieve it? It is not easy to achieve. There is a mathematical matrix transformation, you have to convert them into coordinates, and by the angle say theta or whatever angle you are rotating by, and at what point you are rotating, where is the center of this rotation now, that also has to be seen. So, the problem which I want to share here is, now how will you rotate? It is not that easy as it appears here. Rotation requires, you will find the mapping of pixels from the original image to the rotated point, but the rotated point as you can see here is not discretely well matched with the original image. So, there is a lot of interpolation required in this transform. These are graphical transformations actually, these are not truly image dependent, they could be to any graphics as well. So, what is required here is once you are rotating with them, there is something called interpolation, which I do not know whether you are guessing or not. Keep in mind that the left hand side image is a discrete image, it has discrete integer coordinates. Okay. Now, once you map on the right hand side, suppose you want to get say this pixel somewhere here. Now, this pixel is say some value x 100 and y 200. Okay. Now, once you map it on the other side, you find there is no pixel at that point. Can you imagine that on the other side the mapping of coordinates is occurring, and at that point, because the calculations will be floating values. So, you do not have actually the pixel there. So, it may be say somewhere within the pixel, say the xy coordinate for the original image say happens to be 100.3 and say 200.9 or 5 or whatever. So, you do not know which one to take, that is interpolation. Since the pixels calculations will become floating, so you will have no integer pixels available, you do not know which one to take now, and there is a margin, you may choose any one out of the 4 possibilities. So, there is an interpolation, and which color value we should place there. Suppose originally it was a river kind of situation, now there may be greenery and you have 4 colors available. So, that is the idea of interpolating. It is like you do not know, somewhere here is the pixel of interest and the coordinates are in floating value. So, you have to find the interpolation of that sub pixel accuracy, and then actually get the color value also accordingly fixed, color or intensity or brightness depending upon whether it is a color or monochrome. So, that is something if you get it right, then scaling is like in this case, as you have seen, the whole image has been scaled to only the top hill part of it. So, the same thing occurs here, interpolation again, a small image has become bigger now. How will it become bigger? This image was say only 100 by very say small percentage of the original image. So, it has been enhanced 10 times, it appears in this case something like 10 times, and other information has been thrown away. So, once you have enhanced 10 times, you actually had 10 by 10 pixels there, or let us assume 20 by 20, and on the other side you have 200 by 200. How will you generate 200 by 200 from 10 by 10? You are scaling up. So, this interpolation becomes a necessity that you have actually data only given by say 20 by 20, only 400 pixels are there, and you are generating results on 200 by 200, how will you result, and still the look has to be maintained. So, therefore, you can see here the resampling has a resolution and resampling and interpolation. These are some of the terms, like in this case you can see some staircase effect is there. Can you see this? Because the original image was not as big as that, you can see there are so many bands, this information was different here and it has come like that. So, the scaling up is not possible actually without interpolation. So, interpolation means you are making a guess, you are making a guess of the function and you are not smoothing the boundaries, you will make only rectangular kind of effects, patches of the different objects boundaries. So, these are some of the, there are some ways of improving upon that. Estimation can be in the functional value, estimation correction has to be in the shape of the boundaries as well. So, the scaling and all is not possible, not easily done or as one can expect in raster images. If it were a model say in a design package, it would have scaled to any size. Suppose you define a circle in a vector graphics as they say, you can have a circle with definition of radius, depending upon somebody says okay increase the radius to 100 times, you can generate a circle of that radius without affecting, because you have a mathematical function behind it. Here you do not have function, you have only the pixel values. So, you have to see how you can generate a function out of it, and you do not know the function generally beforehand. So, you have to see how interpolation can be done through neighbors, through the original data that we have. So, I will just take interpolation I have discussed now. So, it shows the resampling. See, now we instead of linear scaling, I have to take okay, let us take interpolation of 1 by 10, 1 by 10, 1 by 10 kind of situation, because I have only smaller number of pixels available. Data is small on the left hand side and the data is being increased. So, you resample in a virtual manner and with all interpolation maintain that new values would be like. Basically, you are computing an image rather than acquiring an image. Those of you know what is CT in medical domain, computer tomography. In fact, there the image is not acquired, it is actually computed by the computer. The data acquired is different, the raw data is different, it is not like an image even. So, you have got some data and based on that information you generate an image through computer calculations. So, many of the situations the images are not truly digitally acquired by the say electronic hardware or a sensor behind it or a camera or any other detector behind it, it is actually computed. So, this is indication of how resampling, interpolation can help in computation. There are methods of basically how you compute, whether you have linear, bicubic and other methods of computing, like how you find the interpolation of a value function in between the 2 points. You know how you graphically you have 2 points, you can interpolate values in between and extrapolate in between. So, this is similar to the resampling again in terms of further resampling in a decimation, means you are reducing them into size of different sizes basically. In this case it shows 1/4 or 1/8 here. Many processes require decimation means basically reducing the size to different values, like pyramidal structure. Like you have an image of full size 512 by 512, then you have another layer which is 256 by 256. Here you say okay, I do not want to see the details, I just want to count the objects. Let us reduce the number further and further at higher level. As the level goes higher, we can reduce to original size divided by 2, divided by 4, divided by 8. In this case, one of the decimated size is say 1 by 8 I believe. This is a small prerequisite of the case study that I have planned. For natural objects, as you can see, color acquisition becomes obvious. Nowhere other than natural objects processing color is used. I mean nature will not have things in black and white. So, we have to process, if you want to say compare tomatoes with oranges, you have to have color processing for all natural products and they are full of richness in color. So, we have to use special detectors with color and full color kind of acquisition in the beginning. Later on we may reduce the information, sometimes throwing away the color, sometimes keeping the color, as you will see. So, I will be taking up an application for application of say image processing using color as the starting point, and then trying to see how the quality of the product can be graded or classified. So, just to give you a feel of it, whatever we have done say for monochrome consideration as one dimensional, not one dimensional, two dimensional, but one fxy value was considered as a matrix value. Now, assume there are 3 such detectors and there are 3 such colors for the same information. Most of the results you saw in the image that was used was a scenery with all colors in it. So, that is the kind of situation now for say agriculture application, where the all objects are in color. But fortunately, you will, whether you have noticed or not, if you can tell me any agriculture product with green, not green, with blue shade in it, you will not find any fruit or any green leaf or anything, any part of the except the sky, of course. So, the nature has something like that very special. The blue color is not visible, blue band is not visible in natural products. So, though I am not going to that detail of whether blue is there or not, at the moment I am just considering all RGB, blue also into consideration, or we will see what we do with blue later on. But for a moment I am only trying to say that instead of 8 bit or 255 levels, we use 24 bits per pixel now, and they are actually separated out 8 bits per color. So, that is how the displays are also used RGB, red, green, blue kind of bands. So, you can imagine now instead of 1, there are 3 images for each frame, you can say, or the way it is visible when you see it in color, it is 1. If you separate, you can split, there are functions in all libraries, MATLAB also has it. You can split the image into 3, they all are monochrome grayscale 3 images, but they represent each color. So, with that feeling in mind, the whole process becomes 3 times, not 3 times, exponentially 3 times. So, that is the idea of color versus monochrome. Now, just to give you the feel of what the representation would be. So, each fxy now is actually R00, R01, same into 3. Whatever we did for representation of normal image, now it is just 3. So, basically it is like not a cubicle room for a hostel, it is a 3 seated kind of situation. Same structure, same xy, but 3 entities in the same room, same pixel position. So, we have independently varying RGB. Now, that is the situation, but the another problem is this RGB feeling that we are discussing is not appropriate from acquisition point of view or from processing point of view even. This is more suited to display. Whatever you see as display are RGB, because display suiting, because directly display is possible by way of RGB values. The acquisition occurs at slightly different way. So, another representation of processing, we will say there is another representation. Those of you who have come across is what we call HSI representation, and there are many models of color processing. So, it is a hue, saturation and intensity, and MATLAB uses something called value, HSV. So, we have used that. So, not only we have to start with color as 3, we have to change the model also, which is called another model. So, there are many models, this is most common kind of model, and the idea behind it is why we do not use the RGB is that when you change the illumination, you change say anything in the environment, HSI will not change drastically and will maintain in the objects will remain similar in say intensity domain. You want to see color, you can see hue, color will remain good in the hue, but if you say RGB, they will all get disturbed. It is like x, y, z coordinates and r theta phi coordinates. You know, there are in robotics application many times you prefer particular coordinate system, isn't it? So, cylindrical coordinates are good for something, In a cylinder, when the surface is changing, but x, y, z are changing heavily, all are changing, but only one coordinate is changing, say in r theta phi, is not it. Suppose in a circular situation, nothing is changing, only theta is changing, but if you say x, y both are changing. So, RGB is more like a coordinate system of x, y, z system, wherein it is not applicable to any situation, not really suited to any processing for that matter. It is only suited to the last end, you can say front end. It is only good for front end display purposes, but not suited to processing at all. That is the reason we have to go back to some other models, and they are derived from the given RGB only, because somewhere the acquisition has occurred and the result from the previous stage might be RGB. So, this is the idea here, RGB indicating here, and I will just take only part of, just to give you that you will find just practically you have some commercial applications of automation, automatic color adjustments in cameras is possible, particularly to compensate, say if there is a less brightness, they try to adjust auto. Many applications in displays in computer you find auto, picture manager will have auto adjust. So, it will just adjust everything. So, these are also some of the automatic color adjustments, and they are also filters which they have planned to adjust, say all brightness, contrast. They know what will please the human being. Whether it is true or not, this is not science in that sense, it is art. The science will look for the truth part of it, we mentioned that way, and the art will look for creativity and fun. So, that difference remains, and you say pleasing to the eye. So, sometimes you like that automatic, or sometimes you like to do yourself. These are of course the similar tools, that is the idea. So, in this case, say left hand side has very low contrast. Now, with the low contrast, all colors are gone. When the contrast is enhanced, the colors are all visible. So, there is something like white balance also, as you can see. I am just giving you a feeling of it, I can skip the details because they are again available in many commercial. See, particular shade is visible on the left hand side. This is not a white balance situation, because the balancing has not been done. A white will not look white in this case. So, if you take white, you will find it looks yellow. So, it will have all yellowing effect all over, that is the idea of. So, I will just take this part in a few 2-3 minutes, because that is what we are interested in, hue, saturation and value. That is the idea of, as I mentioned, which is more preserving the information. It is less sensitive to the degradation actually occurring in the environment, which is very common. Say suppose you are imaging, the light may be varying with time and place. So, you are sensing the objects on a natural, say greenery environment, or even in the industry, say you are comparing apples or oranges or anything like that. So, any natural product, but the illumination is changing, illumination is not same at all the points. That is the reason the RGB model is not appropriate. So, in this case basically you will find, I will just give you the conversion, you will find that they are converted in hue as angle, saturation and intensity as a linear 0 to 1 kind of scale or 0 to maximum kind of scale, and the angle as you can see is visible. See, green is showing 120, cyan is showing some value, blue is 240 degree, red is taken as reference as 0. So, that is how the color wheel or color in this case hexagon has been drawn. At every point the color is changing, and the radius also defines the saturation, and the saturation is how the color has been diluted by the whiteness in it. Pure color means no whiteness, though it is said very difficult to imagine this objectively, because it is our color visual process in your mind, you have to understand. So, it is a artist terminology remains same, hue, saturation and value. They use tint, shade and tone. Well, I do not know if that makes sense to you. Again, these will be the subjective words here, whether you get into that or not, or otherwise for an engineering point of view, if I say this will be my model that I will just follow, and if you still want to read something, hue is an attribute that describes a pure color. Now, pure color with no brightness in it, something great to think. Color without brightness. Brightness here means, I mean it is a subjective descriptor which is difficult to measure. No, but you will say how is that you can see a color without brightness. So, basically the saturation gives that, there is a feeling, there is a value which is non-zero, is not on extreme that it is 0 or 1, somewhere a degree of measure to which a pure color is diluted by white light. White light means all colors and a particular color means the color that you are looking for. So, that is where hue is an indicator of that value. Brightness now I can just take away, and saturation is a measure that we are discussing of purity. So, basically hue and saturation play the color part of it, is not it. So, you will see HSI now, if I take a quick and intensity of course is something equivalent black and white. It is like when you remove all the colors, you have intensity which is 1 out of the 3, but not in straight way possible from RGB. You can't take R or G or B. Normally green is taken. If there is a difficulty, we just pick up the green band and take it as intensity image. But there are ways of calculating intensity, as you will see here. This is the idea now, the model is like that. Now, B, G and R are in competition, you can say, in some comparison. It is very tricky. The model is just accepted for HSI conversion. This model is being used in our application. That is the reason I have brought it here. The value is say particular theta. The theta is calculated at the as it is given below for only up to B equal to or less than G. When it is B just increasing G, then it is 3. That means, it is like since it is an angle. So, we have to have a kind of clockwise anti-clock kind of situation. So, if when B equals to G, as you can see, it will become kind of balance of 180 degree. Basically, at that situation it will become 180 degree. So, the rest shows that R minus G square plus, this is a model, I do not know if how you will make it, how you want to make a sense out of it. This is available as reference, but the idea is that H is an angle, hue is an angle now. It just shows the just that okay, red is there, so angle is there, a particular angle will be visible, and S is now saturation by way of this 1 minus 3 by, this is also a unity scale now. If you have say 255 levels, you may have S and I given as 255, but engineering sense, in engineering sense S and I will be unity 0 to 1 and hue will be in radians. But if you like, you can convert hue into say degrees and S and I as color intensity values, say 255, or saturation you may choose to have 100 as maximum. These are again further choices of how you want to process them, but this is how it is. Now, how it has been achieved? It is a hypothetical model or an empirical model. I mean, you can imagine that it makes a sense not necessarily to you in the beginning, but only as a you can say positive complement on it, that it gives us an advantage over the RGB, or RGB is not possible. So, this is something natural to go ahead, because it will take care of the degradations occurring in it. So, we will have to require least of recovery or restoration or any loss that is occurring due to the environment changes that are occurring. So, this is what we are going to use in the application that I have planned, and then the model is already clear to you. So, normalization as I mentioned can be between 0 and 1 as I meant, or 0 to 100, or 0 to 255 if it is intensity, because intensity will generally 8 bit, and angles can be originally calculated as radians of course, and then if you feel like you can have because angle is to be perceived by you. So, by you means in general if you are looking at it, then it is angle can be in degrees. That is it.